At this time, as we continue our thanksgiving for the gifts of God in our lives, we would like to communally express our gratitude to one leader in our midst who has given extraordinary service to the LCWR. And I ask you to direct your attention to the screens.
In 2010, LCWR initiated a new effort to create leadership development programs for its members. The conference sought an experienced, innovative consultant to facilitate the process of designing and creating those new programs, and went immediately to Sister of St. Joseph, Janet Mock. Janet, a former LCWR member, had recently completed a 10-year term as Executive Director of the Religious Formation Conference and was then serving on the staff of Washington Theological Union. Accepting the challenge, Janet creatively laid the groundwork for what has now become Leadership Pathways.
So when in the summer of 2011, LCWR needed someone to serve as an interim executive director, while then Director Jane Burke attended to serious health concerns, the conference once again turned to Janet. With graciousness and generosity, Janet stepped in as the conference searched for a new director. While anticipating lending her services for just a few months, Janet, to her own surprise, found herself loving the work. With the encouragement of many, Janet decided to apply for the position and was hired. She officially assumed the role of Executive Director on April 1st, 2012. At that time, no one could have predicted the challenges ahead for her.
First, Janet found herself leading LCWR at a most critical moment for the conference and for religious life. Knowing that every religious institute in the United States is deliberating its very future, Janet recognized how LCWR needed to be as responsive as possible to the new and complex needs of its members. Immediately, she began raising the questions that cut to the heart of the matter in her work with the LCWR officers, board, staff, committees, and the other organizations serving religious life.
Are we doing enough to address the suffering caused by economic disparity? Are we using our moral authority responsibly?
Are we giving enough support to communities in their last stages? Are we adequately preparing and supporting our young sisters?
Are we drawing on the best of our Catholic tradition while stretching our thinking into the future? Are we reaching the immigrant women religious?
Are we partnering effectively with laity and furthering the reign of God? Are we keeping our vision large?
With keen insight, an entrepreneurial spirit, and deep courage, Janet has not feared change nor treading on new ground.
She has created new staff positions, an associate director of programs, a one-year special assistant, a director of development, and now a project director to work with institutes in their last generation. During her short tenure with LCWR, she has offered and received 8 grants, which together are bringing close to $2 million to LCWR.
This ingenuity has enabled the conference to provide services to its members that never before were possible. In addition, she has established relationships and forged bonds with a number of organizations and individuals whose presence to LCWR opens doors to new opportunities that expand LCWR's mission and capacity to influence change.
This includes relating with the more than 2,000 donors who are now associated with the organization, a phenomena previously unknown to the conference. A phone call, message, letter, or visit to Janet is always met with an incredibly gracious, wholehearted, and often humorous response.
In addition to these organizational challenges, Janet has been at the helm of LCWR through the extraordinary challenge of working through the mandate regarding the conference received from the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith.
While in only the 18th day of her position as executive director, it seemed providential that she assumed the role of primary contact with the bishops delegated to work with the conference. We could never underestimate the cost of this challenge to Janet, as she has accepted the gravity of the responsibility.
Highly aware of the significance of this experience for not only LCWR and women religious, but also for the whole church, for women of all faiths, and for seekers of truth and justice everywhere, Janet has considered every decision, every action, and every option and possibility from a stance of deep prayer. She acts only after broad consultation and profound reflection. As a woman who embodies the very best of religious life, we know that no one could represent LCWR and U.S. women religious with more beauty or integrity.
As one LCWR president noted, it's impossible to be in Janet's presence and not feel liked, appreciated, heard, seen, valued. She is spontaneously and affirmingly relational. Yet her relational capacity is also a skill honed through a lifetime of vocational accompaniment, congregational leadership, and personnel management. Behind the warm eyes and ready smile lie great capacity for insight and a keen ability to analyze both people and situations. Her words effectively question, probe, disarm, and inspire, all at the same time. She leads with ease and great savvy.
When I think of Janet, she added, I am reminded of this quote attributed to the Buddha: "When words are both kind and true, they can change the world."
Through truth, integrity, and utter kindness, Janet has deeply enriched this conference and thus changed the world.
For this, and for your extraordinary selfless leadership in these critical years, LCWR will always be indebted to you, Janet Mock, CSJ.
Janet. Friend, come up higher.
Janet, I think you can hear and feel what words really can't say. So we are just so grateful for your presence with and among us. The embodiment of religious life that is in you has drawn the very best out of each of us. And so as you receive the flame, know that the way that you have provided a space for God's light to become a little more visible to us, we will forever be grateful. We also would like you to know that the board, in your name, had 3 trees planted in Jerusalem in Janet's honor. One for the past, one for the present, and one for the future of religious life. When we also discovered that, surprisingly, Janet has had a dream not yet realized about being able to go to the founding place of the Sisters of St. Joseph in Le Puy and Lyon, we, in conversation with her congregation, made a contribution to be able to make that happen for Janet and a friend.
Pass the fire into the next generation. Keepers of the flame, dispel the darkness with the light of salvation. Friend to the poor, no matter the cause. Hope for the hopeless, the frightened, the lost. All in God's name, keepers of the flame.
Well, thank you. I absolutely can't believe that what happened at the board and what happened just now was truly a surprise. I also just want to say that it has been nothing but privilege to be part of LCWR these years. It's been one of the richest experiences of my life. And it really is because of all of you right here that made that so. So thank you very, very much. It's been an honor serving you. Thank you.